Okay, for the finish, I'm just going to put some neat's foot oil on it, let it soak in for a while, probably overnight, maybe 2 days. And over top of that, I'm going to put some tan coat on it. Now, I did a test piece, which is this right here. I like the way that looks. It has like a kind of like a honey color, and you can see it's just a bit darker than the leather is naturally. And the thing is, if I wanted it darker than that, I could just use another coat of neat's foot. It's not a dye. It's not a dye. It doesn't color the leather, but it conditions it, I guess you might say. Anyway, that's what I'm going to use for my finish. It does look nice. You can see, I don't know if you can see it on the camera, where it brings out the natural features in the leather. I think that looks pretty cool. To put the neat's foot on, it's not overly complicated. I'm just going to use a paper towel. Just put some on here and wipe it on. Now, as it soaks in, that's going to lighten up a bit, and it'll come to that, oh, where's my piece? There you go, to this color. You can see right now, it's a bit darker. And I'll just do the same thing to the other side, or the other billet, I should say. It is really, this leather must be really dry because it's really soaking in this neat's foot. Like a sponge. There we go. And I'll just leave those sitting out. Like I said, leave them to dry for a day or two. And then we'll tan coat them. Oh, wait a minute. Before we tan coat them, we're going to burnish those edges. I gave that neat's foot a couple of days to soak in, and I went ahead and, let's see if I can find my thingy here. I went ahead and I burnished all the edges. I didn't show it this time because basically this video is just about finishing these. And you can see the color isn't quite there yet, but the tan coat will help with that. Now this time I'm just going to use a folded up paper towel, put some tan coat on it, and wipe it on. Why am I doing it this way? Well, because I feel like it, basically. It accomplishes the same thing as putting it on with the dauber and then wiping it off with the paper towel. Except since it's flat like that, I really don't need to do it that way. Just wipe some on. It'll absorb in just a little bit, and at the same time, since I'm using the paper towel to wipe it on, I'm also wiping off the excess. I'll fold that over, and this one should be dry enough, and it is. Give it a little bit of a buffing. Now it's not dry, it's not all the way dry. And there you go. I don't know if it's picking up any shine off of there. I don't think it is. But it's got a little bit of a shine on it. Now I'm going to give that a few minutes to dry. You know what? I think it's dry enough already. We'll go ahead and do the back side. Just using my paper towel. Do the same thing. Except it really soaks it in on the back side. And because of that, I don't need to concern myself with wiping it back off. There we go. A couple spots where it's a little bit thin. All right. Yep, some went through the holes, but that's okay, because that'll dry up and I'll give it a good finish buffing. Also, I'm going to put some on the edges as well. I think I'm going to need a new paper towel for too long. Okay. Don't need that. Spread some on the edges. There's enough left on the paper towel to do the edges. Yeah, my paper towel is starting to shred, but it's still good enough for this. Get the edges on this one. Now, even though the edges are burnished and gum tragged, there's still a grain to them. And you can feel the direction of the grain as you wipe the stuff on. So yeah, if you just follow that, follow the grain, it'll lay down all nice. And that pretty much is it. Buff in to make sure it's nice and pretty. And that should take care of that. Now I'm going to leave this on this I'm going to leave them on this piece of glass because I don't want them to stick to anything. Like if I left them sitting on paper, there's a good chance that they would stick to paper. And that's not good. All right. Gotta let these dry for a little while. And then start working on the main body of the belt. And we'll see you then.